Okay. So almost all are having the same corrections in the error. Okay, so actually, you know what? There is really a proper time for correcting errors and the type of errors that you are going to correct. Well, at this moment, we will deal with some examples of common errors our students commit inside the classroom.
Okay, ladies and gents, we have prepared six errors, and this time we want you to correct them by posting your answers in the chat box. Yes, we have here the activities. Activity number 1. One day at the park, two boys were playing when suddenly
The dog runs fastly.
hey, so is there an error in the statement? If there is, post your correction in the chat box. Try to identify or try to determine if there is an error in the boy's statement. So let's check in the chat box. Yes, the chat box. We have here answers in the chat box. Yes, there is fastly, fast.
I ran.
There is ran. From Mom Stella, there is fast. From Mom Rachel, fast. From Mom Lori fell fastly. Fast. Yes, thank you for responding. From Sena Fe, fast. Yes. The chat box is moving. So what is the error, or how are we going to correct this? Fast, there is ran. Somebody is answering ran. Yes, from Darna. And finally,
The error is actually fastly, and the answer is the dog runs quickly.
yes, it's quickly. The dog runs quickly. Nobody got the right answer in the chat box. But anyway, so we'll repeat. The correct answer here is the dog runs quickly. Let's move into another activity.
I take the bus to school every day. It has a terrible smell inside.
Is there an error? Well, it's time for you to post your comment in the chat box. So if you find an error, how will you correct it? Kindly write your answer in the chat box. How will you correct it?
Okay, Sir Jong, let me read the answers. We have from Lani Albano, it has. Charlene Daol, it has. Ma'am Elizabeth, it's every day. Ana Luna, it's to eat. Then it has from Michelle, it's to eat from Dennis. Ivy Siena's it from Saroni, terrible to bad. Wow. Joyce Ethel, everyday eats. Itna Natividad, it has foul smell. Vivian, it's to eat. Then we have everyday should be in 2 words. It has Anthony from Sir Anthony from Maria Zarimar. So it has a terrible smell. Wow, asking a question. Wow. Roni Ramizo, it's it. Then from Mom Sharon Gahom, it's to eat. From Mom Emma Rose, I take the bus to school every day. It has a terrible smell inside.
So what is the answer here?
Okay, so the correct answer is it has a terrible smell inside from the last teacher that they have read.
Okay, so let's move into another.
Who would like to share in the class about his or her grandmother?
Teacher Jane.
Yes, Carlo?
Grandma visited me. He brings me bags of chocolates. So is there an error? The challenge here is you're going to write down the exact statement you would say to the learner when correcting. I will repeat. Write down the exact statement you would say to the learner when correcting.
Okay, so we already have answers in the chat box. We have brought, she brings. Kathleen June, she brings me packs of chocolates. She instead of he. She brought. Kamang bandala. Ay, nawala. She brought me packs of chocolates. So the Vincent, she brought. From Lori Fell, she brought. Maria, she brought. He brings to she brought. Sharon. So almost all are having the same corrections.
So let's
But they are divided
check the
into
right answer.
brought and she or he.
So let's check. What is the right answer here?
She brought packs of chocolates.
She brought packs of chocolates. Yes. Let's move into the other group.
Jason, the guy whose charms of girls fall for him.
Okay, so the slide. Yes. Yes, the one I told you about last time.
I think I don't like him.
Really? Why you don't like him? Did you spot an error? So post your correction in the chat box. So participants, you may now write your answer in the chat box.
Okay, we have one answer. Why don't you like him? From Mom Mary Friends. Why don't you like him? Why don't you like him? Oh, the same from Mom Nietzsche, from Emmy, from Sir Anthony. No error from who was that? Why don't you like him? From Charlene, from Juanita, from Sir Ronnie. Why don't you like him? So almost all are having the same corrections, sir.
So what is the answer here?
Okay, they are correct, and that's why don't you like him? My sister always on the phone. She talked too much.
So look for an error in the boy's statement. And if you have identified an error, complete the conversation by providing the correct statement.
Oh, we already have an answer here from Edna. Why don't she talks too much? She's always on the phone. Lori is talks. From Senefe, she talks too much. Charlene, she talks too much. Mom Naomi, my sister is always on the phone. The same way is always from Mom Lani. Mary Jane, my sister is always on the phone. But she talks. My sister is always on the phone. So the same. My sister is always on the phone. She talks too much. From Edna, mistake. My sister, the same answer from Maria. From Cheryl, talks too much. She talks. Then from Juanita. Senafe, my sister is always on the phone. She talks too much. Really written in bold letters. My sister is always on the phone. She talks too much. From Gemma, the same answer from Jessamine. Talks from Pilar. My sister always turns on the phone. Another idea. She talks. From Cheryl Ganso. Pilar Oga talks. She talks too much from Maria China. My sister is always on the phone. She talks a lot from Midna. Okay?
Okay, so what will be the correct statement to correctly complete the conversation?
Okay, the correct conversation, the answer is my sister is always on the phone. She talks too much.
Let's move into another activity.
Why haven't you submitted your project?
I placed it in your drawer yesterday. Is there an error in the voice statement? So participants, kindly check. Do you find an error? If there is, please post your answer in the chat box.
Okay, we have from Sir Mark, placed from Lovely Jean. She talks. Oh, I placed it in here from Michelle. I placed it in your drawer from Sinefe. I placed, almost the same answers. I placed it in your drawer yesterday from Sir Ronnie, from Vivian. I placed it in your drawer yesterday. Elizabeth, I placed. Joyce, placed. I have submitted my project. I placed it in your drawer yesterday. Complete answer from Ma'am Emmy. Placed from Crystal. Edna, placed. I placed in your drawer from Janice. Can you check your audio, ma'am? My audio is not so clear. How about now? I placed in your drawer yesterday. Rachel. I placed it in your drawer yesterday from Darna.
So what will be the correct answer here?
We have I placed. So just an introductory statement.
I placed it in your drawer yesterday.